You join us live from the home of off-road racing for the final chance to claim a championship here in the Special Stage Pro Trucks for Season 2. Welcome to Crandon International Raceway for the Special Stage 5000. 2 more races here to decide a champion. I am Olivia Hayward. I am joined alongside by James Watson for one last time this season. And James, we're here. What a venue, hosting the championships in iRacing last week, hosting the real life thing this weekend as we speak. And we are here in the Pro 2s for one last dance around the short course.
Absolutely, and it's fantastic that we're ending the championship off at the quintessential off-road track, one of the most famous and arguably the greatest. So there's no better way to see the championship battle come to its end here at Crandon.
Yep, we have 500 points left to offer up for potential race winners. This is a look at the top 15 on the board. We have Josh Edmondson, Tom Manheimer, and Zach Fuller still in contention. I think Zach is not currently in the session, might be busy over at Crandon. I know Chris Leone is over there right now. But we do have the duel between Josh Edmondson. I mean, the Terminator in terms of this series has 6 wins out of the 10 starts that he's made. He is expected to be the champion here. But then 007 Tom Manheimer has made a great run, especially late in the season after picking up the Pro 2 full, and sits just 167 points behind. Let's not forget, race 2 is going to be a reverse grid affair, and so any trouble for the number 58 truck could open up a door potentially for a late championship swing. We will, as always, keep you updated on the scenarios as we go throughout the night. But with a couple of minutes left in our practice session, let's go on board with one of our drivers for a quick lap of this Crandon short course. And we have Joshua Damon making a series debut. We know him from lots of things, has great experience over on the asphalt. Give Crandon a try here tonight, see how he does.
Yeah, heck of a place to make your debut. This isn't the easiest course, although thankfully we are at the short version of it, which takes out a lot of the more difficult corners on this track. So it's basically just 3 hairpins and a sweeper, but these aren't exactly all that easy either. You know, there's a lot of changing radius corners, so you have to take them in unique ways, and you have to make sure that you don't give an opening for those behind to send it up, because any bit of opening here, someone's going to take it, because Lord knows it's not easy to pass without a whole lot of contact.
Yeah, the one benefit we have, of course, is that we are running 20 laps in both the heat and feature. So there's plenty of time to get moving with that. But of course, lap times down under 45 seconds, especially if you are named Josh Edmondson or Sean Winkler. Another thousandth of a second between those two. That is just incredible. And then combined iRating of 19.3 thousand if you add them both up.
That's it?
Yeah, I know. Sean's slacking. He's only got 9.2, you know.
What a bum.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah. I mean, once you're at that level, especially in dirt road, you're chipping away single digits at a time by winning races.
Shoot, I'm 6K and I barely get like 15 for most wins now.
6K dirt road?
Yes.
Damn. I'm only 2.4 right now, but I do want to get back into it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, watching Crandon, but also watching these guys all season, it gives you that itch, you know?
Absolutely. Definitely thought about coming out of retirement, but I I think it's best if I stay in retirement. I'm washed.
We're starting our qualifying laps here. We got Tom, the first of our championship contenders, out on a lap. And if I'm not mistaken, the short course runs a bit differently to the full course because you don't get that full warm-up lap, or if you do, it's a much shorter lap. So by my timing, Tom is already on that first of 2 flying laps. Really got the pressure on in this championship round to get that in early. Remember, the reverse grid is going to help out because we're expecting a little bit of chaos could throw things in his favor. But he's got to try and keep Edmondson at bay in that first race because a win for the 58 would pretty much guarantee the championship. Tom gets a good enough for second place there, 44.2 on what I believe is a fresh track once again. See what other drivers are able to repeat with that, including Josh Edmondson, who finally heads his way out of the pits.
So it's been a minute since I've raced here last. The last time I remember it, even though you come out basically straight to the start finish line, only one corner you need to worry about, it still actually makes you take one full warm-up lap before you start your actual qualifying laps. I'm not sure if they fixed it, but that's what I always remembered. So what we would end up doing is we would pull out of the pits, drive to the start finish line, stop, tow, and then reset to the pits, and then drive, and we'd be able to cut out the warm-up lap and do our laps. And it was something very necessary because for the longest time you only had 5 minutes of qualifying, so you would have to do that just to make sure you got yourself 2 full laps. Otherwise you basically only get one and be kind of SOL.
Yeah, well, it does seem like that lap immediately came through, and what a lap it was for Edmondson. You saw that wide line the first time through the hairpin.
Oh,
the second time, about as narrow as you can take it, was almost brushing the wall. And what have you seen?
Joshua Gaiman caught one of the posts, I believe the start-finish posts, and he went tumbling. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, we got the replay of that here. The number 61 making his series debut. Again, you run it so tight, but tried to get on the power a bit too early. Flips it over.
Whee!
I think still got the lap in for a 44.3, or was that on his previous attempt that came through?
I think it was, but man, it looked like a breakdancing move. Like, just need to take a clip of that and then put obviously I can't describe the song any more than that because we'll get sued for DMCA.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with that one. I'm sure the bot's picking up that very faithful rendition of that song. Got Trevor Teal, the last driver out on track to finish out the lap, has left it right till the end of the session. And he's going to try and move up from 12th position over the jump into that final hairpin. And it's how tight you can hold it. Not that tight for Trevor Teal. Cuts back in, though, and diamonds it to the line. Could be an improvement, but doesn't actually find it. And that will be the last competitive lap of the session. We can watch Sean Winkle have some fun here, doing some final laps. He will line up alongside Edmondson, but I mean, who won't line up alongside Edmondson on this start? Because we have one of the greatest sights in off-road racing coming up, if I am not to be mistaken. And we are gonna go to the Land Rush here at Crandon. So let's very quickly go through the starting lineup for the race today. On row number 1, it'll be Josh Edmondson and Sean Winkler. Alongside on row number 1, Jack Hanspacker and Tom Manheimus. Then Joshua Gaiman, Joey Herbie, Greg Johnson, Joey Kirk, Ant Meeperson, and Richard Watkins, all lining up on the front row of the grid. Do you want to take row 2 here, James?
Yep, row 2 is Matt Slosser and Trevor Teal. Andrew Watkins and Stephen C. Thompson. Stephen Barnett and Alex Good. And Victor Aldridge. Here we go. This is going to be unbelievable.
And I am realizing this track does not have the camera for this start because the start is nowhere near the line, but we are off and underway.
Hold on to your butt cheeks, everybody. Oh, we're already getting trucks getting sideways. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Here we go. We've got everyone in Edmondson clears.
Massive humanity. Oh, we're already getting bumping and banging. And oh, there's contact over the jump already. Everyone's holding on to it somehow.
Great job from everyone there to hold on. And we are on to the main course here for lap number... I think this will count as lap number 1. I could be wrong, but we are off and away. Big gainers in that one were Alex Good up 5 positions, but now it's falling back down, got a bit into trouble. The top 3 as they were.
Oh, there's more contact. Oh, and I believe Barnett's just got knocked way off course. He's going to have to turn around. He is stuck behind that wall. Oh, and I think someone might have hit the finish line pole.
Our timer doesn't know what to look at here. Oh, I'm picking up a ton of incidents. We continue on to lap number 1. This is the confusion on the timing, but it looks like Joshua Gaiman and Stephen Barnett struggling at the back of the field. Worse for wear on both of those trucks. Was it the 61 that caught the pole there?
I don't know. All I saw is a truck get the pole and like a massive pile up happen because it basically happened, looked like the middle of the field.
Let's have a look to see if we find the incident here. And Gaiman's getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And actually, it's the pile up before the pole. Everyone gets through. We continue on. Victor Aldrich also involved in a little bit of chaos, it seems like. And that is with a shot from the number 15. That's Stephen Barnett, who's not happy. It sends the 86, or the 98, sorry, up and around. We cut back to live pictures now with Josh Edmondson running away from the field. This would be enough for the championship if he can hold on for the rest of these 20 laps. Sean Winkler looking for a good race first of all, but also maybe looking to play spoiler.
Yeah, Sean's thinking, heck, your championship. I want a win sticker.
Oh, another
Trevor Teal. Oh,
in the final corner. It's Teal, it's Schlosser still stuck there. We'll go back and have a look at exactly what caused that one. They're going side to side. I think they've had a little bit of a run in previous races as well. And how does this one start? And it's Teal just catches
Trevor
the
got
wall.
the inside wall.
And it spins Schlosser then. You see Richard Watkins also stuck behind. Got to wait for the pile-up to clear. And that is already becoming our calamity corner for this weekend.
Man, our benevolent overlord has been having a rough one tonight. He's already been in like 2-3 major calamities right now, and we're not even a quarter of the way through this first race.
Got a breakaway of the top 9 here. I mean, the top 7 even, all under a blanket. This is the battle for P8 in that sort of no man's land between Joey Kirk and Stephen Thompson. And then, well, I think everyone else was caught up in that pile-up just now and has been separated from the rest of the field.
Meanwhile, Greg Johnson making a great move on Ant Meeperson, but Ant trying to go back around the outside here going into the final corner. Herbie trying to look to the inside of Meeperson, not going to do it, and looks like Greg's going to hold on to that position. Fantastic move from Johnson to move up into the top 5.
Yeah, Meeperson had a really good launch, got through early, but now was kind of fallen a little bit behind. And sort of getting swallowed back up by this lead group. Crucially, when Hymas has moved up back into 4th position. But he needs more. He needs to catch up to that lead duo or hope that something happens between Edmondson and Winkler here.
Yeah, he's still about 3 seconds behind our race leader and almost a second behind his teammate Amsbacher to even break into the top three.
You can see in the background there, the battles continue.
Oh, contact with Herbie and me person. That sends both trucks around. Herbie able to get it straightened out, but Ant had to go through the earth mover tires on the inside.
Oh, and just sent it a little too hard there. Obviously, make sure to not gain the advantage from that. I think kind of naturally, but all's fair. They continue to chase, but they're now separated as a top 5 breakaway, and crucially a top 2 breakaway at the very front of the field. We got the battle again behind them. Could try and catch up now between Kirk and Thompson. I think these two may be trying to play nice for the time being, just to make sure they don't fall into the clutches and can solidify that top 10.
We see Teal and Good battling, and oh, what a great move by Trevor to pull the crossover, set it up when they were going over the jump, but not able to get the drive off he needs. Good's gonna hang on to it for now.
And he's in fact going to start to look at Andrew Watkins at the lead of this group as well.
Yeah, this is the battle for the last spot in the top 10. Good's looking, doesn't send it.
It's tricky to take the outside line when you're not the last car in the group, because it almost sets the invite to the truck behind, and Trevor Teal does not need a second invitation, sometimes doesn't even need a first, but was far enough ahead, was Alex Good, to be able to hold on and continue to put that pressure on Andrew Watkins for what would be a spot in the top 10. Remember, a full grid invert will come for the second race, so drivers back here will start on the front row, and then the top 7 would start in that land rush, as it looks like an incident for Richard Watkins has sent 343 back to pit lane. Let's have a look.
And just got way off course, and oh no, just got way off course on the landing and just shot straight into that wall and just completely clobbered it with the side, circa Mark Martin at Michigan 2012.
And as we were watching that, Teal got through on Alex Good. We'll see if he can fight that back, or whether Teal, they're still making contact over the jumps.
What a send by Good. Didn't work for him. It clobbered that massive berm there on the inside and cost him a lot of space. A lot of speed, rather.
Coming to the halfway point, Teal gets to the inside, but obviously Watkins is going to have the inside line for what is Calamity Corner. Can Teal hit the crossover move? He's going to put the nose there, but is not able to find the nudge to force Watkins wide. We continue on as we approach the halfway point of this race, lap number 10. And when you include lap 0, I mean, we're pretty much already at halfway.
Yeah, just trying to listen to the radio chatter. Not sure if there's a concern for fuel or not. That's what the radio chat is talking about, so that's something to keep an eye on, I suppose.
Yeah, and obviously quite an accessible pit lane here, just on the outside of that penultimate corner. But live pit stop's not the norm here at Crandon. Would be a little bit of a mix-up, and definitely not an intended one. But we'll see if drivers are forced to make that turn, whether, potentially knowing it with 10 laps to go, some drivers can start to do a little bit of fuel save. Just remember, sometimes you want to be on the throttle over the jumps so that it pitches the truck back, you don't go nose down, but you're not actually gaining speed over those. You can always lift off and try and coast over the jump a little bit instead.
Absolutely. And plus it helps kind of set up how your truck is going to land too. Like, there's been quite a few times where if I feel like the truck is kind of leaning either up or down going over the jump, I can either lift off the gas right at the crest or kind of tap the brake a little bit, and you can actually use that to kind of control your flight, control how you're gonna land. And it's not as critical here as opposed to, say, Wild West, where you have that massive jump on the front stretch, and where if you don't land properly, you're either too far down or, oh no, Schlosser again! Oh, poor Matt.
Well, if there's any consolation, he's likely to start race 2 in the second position. I'm sure wanted a little bit more out of race number 1, but sometimes these things happen in dirt road. And that inside line is quite good in the Land Rush as Teal gets knocked wide by Watkins. Watkins spins out through the tyres. Good couldn't capitalize, and Teal now leads that group, and I think has the pace to break away probably. It's now Watkins on the defense from Stephen Barnett, who also has Watkins on the banner, I think. Oh no, that's Richard Watkins, 3 laps down. My apologies. Yeah. I was like, that doesn't look like Barnett's truck. So they're just going to have a little bit of a duel at the back of the field here. 13th place for Andrew. Of course, Watkins 3 laps down, but back out there, looking to turn some laps. Edmondson's still holding off Winkler by a few tenths, but Mannheimer's looking for that podium position here on Zach Amspacher.
Oh, Tom's looking, but great defensive line for Amspacher, but he's going to slide wide just a little bit. Allows Mannheimer to get the nose to the inside, but he's not going to have the preferred line going into the next corner here.
And we talked about boxing a driver out, and these trucks, you can box them out massively with just the size of them. And that's what Amspacher did there. Knew that Mannheimer couldn't do anything on the inside line, or the outside line, I should say. Just blocked him out of the way through the corner.
Absolutely. That's why it's so difficult to pass here at Crandon in both layouts, because you get a lot of corners like this where you're kind of switching direction, going from the left to the right, and because of that, it's hard to get that pass completed, because at some point during it, you're going to be at the non-preferred line, and you just can't carry the momentum on the outside to keep position and clear. So just oftentimes the truck defending wins out.
A little bit of calamity further back between Watkins and Gaiman, I'm seeing here. I think we should follow with...
Oh,
and catches the gate! I mean, that is unfortunate for Josh. Let's go on board for this one. And just catches the rear tire on that. Spins it around.
If I had a nickel for every time Joshua Gaiman has hit the gate and spun around tonight, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that's happened twice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Crandon. It takes no prisoners. Joshua Gaiman is a strong driver. Is 4K dirt road, so has plenty of experience, clearly. And yet, still get caught out by these battles. We now look to the lead of the race, and of course, it's the 58 and the 720, where you'd expect 3 laps to go, and this is how important this battle is. If Edmondson crosses the line in first place, he is mathematically the champion. There would be not enough time, even if Mannheimer climbs to second, race 2 would not give enough points to the 007 to overtake Josh Edmondson. So 2.5 laps for Josh to defend to be the Special Stage Pro Trucks Season 2 champion. We'll see whether he can hold on or whether Winkler can find a way through and extend this into the final race of the season. Oh, and that's a truck in the wall. That's Matt Schlosser.
Oh,
who's now stuck going backwards, looking for a spot to turn around. Is this the gap that he needs? I mean, you can see it's a struggle. He finally gets it back around. Let's have a look at what happened to Matt. That trick is not healthy. You can tell there's damage on it. It's making it drive a bit weird. And it just goes wrong over the jump into that barrier, which again we've seen multiple times today. And then we saw that turnaround, of course, back to our battle, back to live pictures here as we approach the white flag lap. We'll see whether Winkler can find a way around who could potentially be your champion here tonight.
Yeah, Sean's got a little bit of a gap here, but again, he can't really take advantage of it.
It's that penultimate corner where we've seen, and this is the white flag lap. Second to last is where you show the door. You really push them out of the way and then hope you can defend that final corner. That's where I expect a big move here from the 720. But he's quite far back. He's not got the launch, the run through that turn 2 sequence there. He's going to send the dive. He's going to go for it. There's the contact. But it's over rotation from Winkler. Edmondson is going to run away with this. He's got daylight. He's got the checkered flag in his sight. And Joshua Edmondson, with his 7th win on the season, will be your champion. Winkler comes home second. Amsbacher leads Manheimus through. Takes that final spot on the podium. And Meeperson spun around at the final corner. Gonna try and reverse over the line.
oh no.
I think someone was trying to redress a position there. Meeperson, does that count as crossing the line?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Herbie was trying to let Ant back by, but just couldn't get it to work quite right because Ant having to throw it in reverse Terry and yeah, we need to see the replay of that.
Yeah, we will absolutely pull that one up here before we get into our post-race recap. Just a little bit of over rotation, but then the tap from that was the 53 of Joey Herbie. Tries to give the position back, but Meeperson's pointing the wrong way. I'm not even sure what order they came through there. What I do know is that as we go into our warm-up session, the numbers are official, and Josh Edmondson is going to be the champion for Season 2 and is well deserving of that.
Yeah, you really love to see underdog stories like that. It was a long shot that Josh was going to be able to pull off the championship, and it was going to take everything he had to pull it off. And I didn't think it was going to happen, but credit to Edmondson, just a true, absolutely one of the greatest upsets in racing, truly.
I mean, obviously he was going to be the favorite, but he missed, I think, 2 whole rounds with other obligations. I mean, what
and
isn't Edmondson busy with at some point? Just when Hymus missed 1 round, there's always been a few drivers who have been sort of on the back foot there, but I mean, when you win nearly 2/3 of the races that you show up for, it could be 2/3 if he can make the reverse grid run here in the final race of the season. With how top-heavy these points are, it's no surprise that he ends up taking that one home.
Exactly. Like, this series, you basically need to win races plural, to have any sort of chance of winning the championship. And that's the difficult thing, is that it's hard to beat Josh Edmondson. It's hard to win races when he's in the field. So, it just goes to show you how dominant he was. The fact that he missed 4 races and he still clinched it with 1 race to go.
Yeah, really a great showing. And what that does mean is that for the final race, the pressure is off. And we can enjoy what is going to happen here, as there's a barrel roll there for, I think that was Greg Johnson, who's not a champion of that, just carried over. No, it wasn't. It was Sean Winkler doing a little bit of celebrations for his buddy, I think. No, it was Watkins. It was Watkins that did a barrel roll. Anyway, we will get moving once again because warm-up is just about over. We're going to line them all up one final time for Season 2. And I think because the cameras don't quite extend over to the land rush start, I would love to see what this looks like from 7th from the inside on the back row of the grid. We're going to ride on board with our champion as we get going here for the final race of the season. And we'll see how Josh Edmondson tries to slice his way through the carnage.
This is truly going to be a sight to behold here.
You can see Trevor Teal lines up ahead on that front row. I think it'll be Alex Good on the other side. They do sit sided from each other, so Edmondson, in theory, has a whole shot. But I mean, look at all of those bumps ahead. You can sort of see if you go to Richard Watkins, a very clean...
And the grass.
Got the grass, but has a very clean line on that grass to the inside of the corner. Edmondson has got different patches of power. This is gonna be difficult, but we'll see how he handles it. We are getting ready. You hear the engines. And we are off and underway, and it is a great start from Josh Edmondson.
My
He
Lord.
hits the whole shot.
Oh, whoa! Joshua Gaiman just jumped in front of him right at the last minute.
And oh
Joshua
my
Gaiman jump scare right there.
We emerge from the wilderness. Edmonton's already second place, bear in mind. But it is Josh Gaiman who leads the field through towards the end of the zeroth lap.
Alexander Good turned around.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, person getting shipped off into pit road injury.
We've got a lot to catch up on the replays here. Let's see.
Mahaima's getting body. We're 3 wide out of the next last court going through the gate. Oh, my Lord.
And Calamity Corner for the first time here. Everyone makes it through, but we're still too wide. We're still struggling. Let's catch up with Edmondson, who's trying to pick a way through on Joshua Gaiman. Again, very fast driver. Struggled in race 1, but hopefully found his footing now and can put on a tough defense, as that was Greg Johnson who caught the wall down at turn 2. There's a slider from Edmondson. Make sure to get it stopped before hitting Josh there. And we had
contact between... Oh, more contact! Oh, Mahaimis. Oh, Victor Aldrich just got absolutely clobbered by Tom Mahaimis going over the jump.
It's people with A names are really struggling here. We had Alex Good, Ant Meepson, now Victor Aldrich. All turned around. We saw the aftermath of that one. Things seem to be settling down just a little bit. A few replays queued up to go through here. But I want to see, does Edmondson send the slider this time by? Yes, but again, he's keeping it clean. He knows that he can pick through this defense. He's got plenty of time. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, we've got a cluster here. A lot of drivers involved in those early incidents. Oh, and contact between Andrew Watkins and Trevor Teal. Teal holds on to it. Watkins is thrown out wide and he's going to spin. Get it corrected. Nearly hit Alex Good on the return. This has been a tricky, tricky start to the race. Let's have a look back at some of these early incidents. First of all, with Alex Good here. Coming over the jump. Oh, and I think just gets a tap in the rear end through that gate and spun around. Then Ant Meeperson just ahead of this. Oh, he's the one actually, I think, gives the push to Alex Good. He's now stuck inside 3 coming in. And it's over the jump from Watkins that spins Meeperson around. We saw that other incident for Victor Aldrich. Just a bit of over-rotation. And it's... I mean, Watkins is struggling here, but it's Tom and Hymus who comes through and they get hooked on each other over the jump, and it's Aldrich who gets spun around. And finally, Stephen Barnett, just a moment ago, catches the jump a little bit awkwardly, needs to leave space to Schlosser on the outside, in fact, slides up into the gap and gets tapped around and then tries to get out of the way about as good. And more replays keep getting queued up. I'm just going to keep hitting the button and we see what's happening at the back of the field. This is moments ago for Richard Watkins, and it's what happened to Gaiman in race 1. Same spot, same outcome, and just gets it going and out of the way of those drivers, Trevor Teal and Matt Schlosser. We now go back to live pictures. Edmondson got the move done on Joshua Gaiman. Because I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. And I'm going to queue this one up, because I want to see how this move happened. Here we go. And this is not the spot I would have expected, but does a great job getting to the inside line. That's the Gaiman.
Oh, and Gaiman got the wall.
Run out of road a little bit. They're still side by side into the penultimate corner, and at this point, Edmondson can take it how he wants, can muscle Gaiman out of the way, and that is all she wrote for that one. Great move for Josh Edmondson, defending through into that final corner. So, we are all caught up. I am going to catch my breath slightly, I hope, and we're going to see what battles are looming up and down the field as Jeff Amsbacher tries to chase down Joey Kirk, as Thompson actually caught the wall there. Might be under pressure from Sean Winkler. He's probably a little bit upset that Edmondson got such a good start and abandoned him from the party.
Yeah, but, it's not that surprising. Edmondson has probably taken, I don't know how many starts here with the Pro 2. He knows exactly what he needs to do to get the best jump and maintain the best traction, which is not easy to do here in the Pro 2 because you saw there's so much grass, and compared to the dirt has a lot more grip for these trucks, but the grass, it basically feels like ice, and it's not that much of a problem in, say, the Pro 4 because you have both axles putting power down and you're still getting a lot of good bite and you're able to hold the truck stable. With the Pro 2s and just having all that power going to the rear, if you're full throttle over the grass on the start, you're spinning your tires, the back of the truck is dancing, so you have to get the launch in such a finite way to make sure you're maximizing what little grip you have. And because of the fact that Edmondson is so experienced and so talented, it's basically like breathing for him to be able to get that incredible jump off of the line here.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm surprised he had that much experience getting that grip that far to the left, because in a normal race, he'd not be qualified that far down. He'd be over to that right-hand side up against the wall. But using that sort of adaptability to hit that hole shot, and only Gaiman made it through in the end. There's contact between Schlosser and Watkins. Watkins not having the best night here, and Schlosser not really helping at that final corner. They were keep point in the right direction, but it's now Alex Good who's looking to make an attack on the 3-4-3. Amsbacher still working on Joey Kirk, and Josh Gaiman is in this fight as well. This is a real cluster now. As a great drive off the corner for Amsbacher. He's got a nose ahead, but he's going to be on the outside line. There's contact on the landing. Can Amsbacher sweep around the outside? He can if Kirk catches the wall. And he will move up into a podium position.
What a move by Greg. He's able to take advantage of that mistake by Kirk, get the position as they're going into the left-hander, and takes the position. Nothing Kirk could do. Fantastic move from Greg.
Yeah, and Kirk doing a great job holding off Herbie there behind, trying to be the lead Joey in this group. It was almost 3-4-1 there. Here comes Herbie, though. A little bit of a nudge through the corner. It could send Kirk a little bit wide on exit, but he gets the good drive off, and is going to be able to take through that final corner. Josh Edmondson has a big lead here, and he is looking to try and get half of the wins that have been up for grabs this season. That would be one way to put a stamp on a championship. Is Gaiman, who is still holding off and actually keeping ahead of this battle for third place currently. But Amsbacher up 12 spots, finished on the podium in race 1, looking for a second place in race 2, if you can close this gap in the back half. We had an incident a little bit further back here, and it's between Victor Aldrich and Alex Good. Aldrich very wide. How did Aldrich get... Oh, sorry, that was Stephen Barnett, sorry. You saw Aldrich get caught up in that one. Let's have a look at exactly how Barnett got over there. That's not the usual line for these trucks. It's going to be over this jump, a little bit of a...
And
catches the wall with the rear. It's a good look at the advertising hoardings, and then back on. And I mean, Aldrich didn't see that one coming. Didn't really know what to expect. Alex Good also caught out just a few seconds later, further up the road. And it's the inside wall here, I think. Just over rotates it on the throttle. A little bit too much power, I think. The rear slid out. Has to reverse it over the crest to try and find a cutout, or wait for a gap to do a little flick spin and get back underway. Oh, just in another incident just a moment ago. Is it going to be a carbon copy? Yes, but later in the corner. And luckily has a nice quick gap to turn around in. And that catches up with now our live action as the battle for second place continues with 8 laps to go here at Crandon.
Yeah, it's just been a rough season for Victor. Just not being able to get you a whole lot of breaks there.
This is a 7-car battle that we're watching right now. There is... what, about 5,000 horsepower in about 3 seconds of each other, and they are not going to give anything up. Gaiman looking for the recovery drive of a lifetime after lining up on the inside of that front row, I think in 4th position. Amsbacher looking for 3rd and now a 2nd place to finish out the season, and he's within striking distance. You've got to say he's there. Just got to set up the move. Gaiman very tight on entry there, but not quite the landing that Amsbacher needed, but he gets there. He says hello. It's not really an invitation just yet, but if you get them offline, you start to get them sort of moving around. That can be where you find the opening. Can number 22 pick his way through, maybe into this next corner coming up?
Yeah, Gaiman's still fast at all the places he needs to be, just not giving Amsbacher that perfect moment he needs to take advantage.
Yeah, it's the clean move is sort of a little bit of contact through that penultimate corner.
Oh, Gaiman got the inside wall. That's going to slow him up.
I was going to say the slightly rougher move is a little bit of contact through that hairpin. It can really cause a stack up. And we were inches away from seeing that. There's still 5 more laps for Zach to find an option. But with Greg Johnson that close on the heels, time might be feeling at a premium here for Zach. He might try and find an aggressive move down into this corner. But Gaiman is sending it so deep to make sure that he can't get to that door.
So in the meantime, Trevor Teal is showing to be... Okay, it was showing Teal. Okay, he is in the pits now. I don't know what's going on with time and scoring, but I think something's going up with Trevor Teal.
We will have a look if Amsbacher doesn't have an incident. I nearly caught the tires there, actually, through that sequence. It's a little bit of separation. Have a look at Trevor Teal's incident a little bit further back. This is the number 72, and oh, it's just a disconnect. That's super unfortunate. Victor Aldrich
Oh no.
also in the pit, but I think for different reasons. You saw was letting the field through, but I think then got a little bit caught up and eventually spins on Tom Manheimus, and I think drives and calls it a day.
Yeah, I don't think Victor has been pretty happy with how Tom has raced him this season, and you saw those two got together earlier in this race. So I think Victor might have been trying to show his displeasure to Tom as they were coming by to lap him.
I mean, great word from Tom to keep pointing in the right direction. We cut back to live pictures, and Amsbacher did get through. Was ahead when we cut back, but Gaiman muscled his way back through. This three-car trio still on top of each other as we head into the final 2 laps of the season. Can Zach find another way around Joshua Gaiman, or is this going to be how we see out the Special Stage 5000?
Yeah, I think it might be, because Gaiman is starting to put a gap back on Amsbacher again.
It's only a couple of tenths. He's been knocking on the door all race long.
Yeah, but
Gaiman's just so good through this corner on the defense.
Yeah, and you've seen how close they were before, so it being now a car length and a half or so, that might as well be an eternity as far as we're concerned. You need to be a heck of a lot closer to make the pass here, so anything farther than that is, yeah, nothing doing. And Zach is, to his credit, getting back up there. He's now right back on the back bumper of Gaiman, but I don't think it's going to be enough, not without the send of a century here.
Half a lap to go. Josh Edmondson running away with his 8th win of the season. All eyes here on the battle for second between Zach Amsbacher and Joshua Gaiman. Did I say Joshua? I don't know what I said in the previous sentence. Edmondson is going to win it here. And I think Gaiman's going to hold on for second. Had a big gap over that final jump. They're going to have to go in line.
Oh,
Gaiman a little bit deep.
He slid up! And it's going to be Amsbacher at the line!
That's heartbreak for Gaiman. Such a good defense all throughout. You've got to pile up after the line as well. I thought for sure that Josh had that. Let's have one last look here at that incident. That final corner pass. Gaiman throws it in. I think he's trying to put it wide to make sure that Amsbacher can't get to the door. But just ends up sliding it a bit too far, getting out that extra yaw. And it opens up the door for the 22 to throw it up the inside. Knock Gaiman out of the way, and by a narrow margin will come across the line in second place. See the counter steer that Gaiman's putting in there over the line. Then it was Manheimus, I think, caught up after the finish. And that's just Joey Kirk with a bit of celebration, I think, immediately after the line that Tom found his way into. What a show it has been this season. And what a show it has been for Josh Edmondson, going all the way out to the long track. 8 wins on the season, is the champion. And he's going to put on a show for us here. My goodness. Front flips into the abyss. Followed, of course, by good friend Sean Winkler. Thanks. Let's have a look at our final standings for the final race of the season. And as we've said so many times, Josh Edmondson takes home the race win. 5 seconds at the end of the day. Zach Amsbacher pips Gaiman at the line by less than 1/10 of a second. Greg Johnson comes home 4th behind that duo, with Joey Kirk rounding out the top 5. into Sean Winkler, Tom Manheimus, Joey Herbie, Stephen Thompson, and Ant Meeperson, who round out your top 10, with Matt Schlosser, Richard Watkins, Andrew Watkins, Stephen Barnett, and Alex Good, your lead lap finishers. Trevor Teal and Victor Aldrich in the end, finishing 5 laps down. And with that, the racing action is done for this season of the Special Stage Pro Trucks. But I think there's someone who we ought to talk to right now. Do we bring in our Season 2 champion?
Absolutely.
Josh, first of all,
Hey.
congratulations on your 7th and 8th wins of the season, and of course, your Season 2 championship. A perfect show here at Crandon. I mean, first of all, talk us through how special this place is for you and how much it means to be able to put the championship finale on it here.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. Obviously, Crandon, is the mecca of off-road racing, the Holy Grail. So to win here is always good, and on World Cup weekend too. So, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it was obviously a just perfect day. Qualified first and won both motos. So, yeah, not really anything went wrong. It was a solid day. That start in Moto 2 was insane. I almost had the whole shot.
I mean, we went on board with you for that one, and as soon as the lights went out, we were shocked by what we saw. What's
Yeah.
the secret to getting a start like that in these tricky Pro 2 trucks?
Not spinning, just not spinning the tires. Like it's so easy to spin the tires. So you got to shift, really smooth and not go full throttle. Because yeah, if you wind them up too high, then they start spinning, and then you're just not gonna. You have to basically let all the way off to get them to stop spinning and actually get some drive forward. So yeah, that one was good. I nailed that start. As you could tell, that was and then the seas parted kind of in front of me, and I just had a straight shot at turn one. And yeah, Joshua Gaming got the whole shot. I almost had it. Cool to see him back. He's an OG in the trucks, so I knew I was in for a fight with him in front of me, and we had a cool battle there for a few laps. And he made a slight mistake, so it allowed me to get inside and take the position and get away with it.
Yeah, it was great, and of course, sort of ran away with race 2. So let's talk about race 1, where you lined up on pole with Sean Winkler directly to your left-hand side. How was it battling with Sean in that first race, coming down to the wire really at the end of that one?
Yeah, that was a good one. I was just focusing on hitting my marks, and then I knew he was close. It's he's fast, obviously, and he didn't have anybody pressuring him, so he was just sitting right there behind me, looking for an opportunity. So I just knew I had to not make any mistakes, and it would be really hard for him to pass, because it is very hard to pass on this track if somebody doesn't make a mistake in front of you. I mean, it's almost like a dirt oval feeling. Like it's just feels like you're going in circles, really.
Well, a fantastic show. Again, 8 wins from 12 starts this season, a well-deserved championship run. If there's anything you want to say to the fans at home after that dominant performance of this season, now would be the time.
Yeah, just shout out everybody tuning in, and thanks for Matt putting on the league. This has been a really fun league. It's a cool format, and I love these Pro 2 trucks. They're my favorite, so it's been a lot of fun racing them again. And yeah, shout out everybody on the team, Channel 199 Sim Racing, Pimax VR, Racecraft, and Track Racer.
All right, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
That was your champion, Josh Edmondson. James, do you want to take a word with that second place finisher in race 1, Sean Winkler?
That I can.
Lizard.
Sean, James in the booth. You got a copy?
James, hello. Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Well, it was one heck of an evening there for you. First of all, we'll talk about race 1. You kept it close on Edmondson the whole race long, and we saw you make that massive ascend at the end,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
came up a little short.
Yeah, I tried to give the fans what they want, but I didn't want to wreck them or anything and jeopardize anybody. So I just, kind of backed off it a little bit. And when you make contact in these trucks, sometimes they get a little squirrely there and they get loose. So, yeah, I just had to gather it back up and bring it home there for P2. But that was a fun race. Yeah, that was a good one to stay close to them.
Yeah. Is there anything you can do to pass Edmondson in a situation like that outside of the massive send there? Like, do you have any sort of recourse or strategy trying to get by him throughout the race?
Yeah, good question. I mean, he's pretty much perfect everywhere. So you either have to sit and wait for a little mistake that he's probably not going to make, or like you said, yeah, you got to try and get a little aggressive and ambitious and try to send one up the inside and take some speed off him. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty hard getting around him anywhere at any track. Absolutely.
And take us through the timeline of events for the second race. You sure had an eventful race out there trying to get through the invert and get back up towards the front.
Yeah, Josh got a little lucky on that one. I had a great jump and I kind of split the gap between two trucks there, but then some of the midfield started shifting over to the left, and all of a sudden they started hitting me. And then I got packed up and he drove through, and then all of a sudden I was back in, like, I don't even know where I was, 12th or 11th or something. I'm like, oh, well, here we go. Got a truck with damage and 20 laps to get as far as we can. So just kept trying to dig and get as far up as I could. I think I got 6, so it's about as good as I think I could have done given the circumstances. James, yep.
Alrighty, well, that was still a heck of a night for you tonight, a heck of a season. And any
Yeah.
sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah, thanks, James. Yep, got to thank Racecraft Academy, obviously, for letting me drive with those guys. They're a great group to be with, and Next Level Racing and Real Broker, and obviously you guys for putting on a great stream. It'll be fun to watch this one back and kind of see the calamity and everything, and all the fans that are watching out there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to start driving short course, man, this is the funnest series out there. I mean, it's pretty cheap. Just buy a couple trucks and buy a couple tracks, and you can be out racing with all of us, and it's super fun. So if you want some real competition and some challenging vehicles to drive, this is where it's at. Come on out here. Dirt Road. It's the place to be.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Sean, and hopefully we're talking to you again next season.
Hope so. Thanks, James. Catch you next time.
All right, there's our race 1 runner-up, and toss it back to Olivia for our next interviewee.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull in Joshua Gaiman. Hello. It's been a long time since we've spoken, but of course, turn up to a new lead and immediately start impressing with a 3rd place finish in just your 2nd start here in the Special Stage Pro Trucks.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I mean, talk us through, first of all, that race number 1, because it didn't treat you particularly kindly, I'd say. Just how was it sort of getting you feel back in for this, and then sort of the confidence going into race 2, knowing that you had a pretty good starting position to work from?
Yeah, it was a matter of I haven't raced these things like in any major capacity in probably 2 years. But I just showed up to just because there wasn't anything else going on tonight. Yeah, it was a little rough. I'm definitely used to a little stiffer front end, but it took once I got a couple of laps in the race and around other trucks. I was able to pick it up a little bit, and I had like an incident there in the middle of the race, and I just kind of settled in and couldn't really go anywhere after that with damage.
Yeah, of course. On to race number 2. A fantastic start, taking the lead in that, but immediately having Josh Edmondson putting the pressure on you there. How was it trying to withstand that charge through from some of the fastest drivers, really, in short course racing?
Yeah, I used to be one of them a long time ago, but not anymore. If Josh shows up to a race, when you're racing Pro 2s, you just kind of pray he doesn't show up, and then it'll be okay. But if Josh shows up, man, he's just the one you gotta look out for. And then I had the charge from the whoever it was behind me. I wasn't really familiar with him. I thought he gave me a little shot to the door, but I think we looking back at it, we probably just met in the middle. But I thought he kind of sent a charge in a little aggressive, so I kind of gave it back, and then eventually I got tight going into the last turn, and he got me anyways. You know, it was good racing. You know, no hard feelings there. It was just, you know, it's short course racing. You know, you get the elbows out sometimes.
Well, you certainly put on a great show to finish out the season. If there's anything you want to say to the fans at home after that one, now is the time. But also, I'd love to know if we're going to see any more of you over in these parts, because you instantly caused some fireworks. Great job in this one. Any shout-outs? Now's the time.
Yeah, I will be. I'll be running the Joker series coming up. Just because GT4 is probably my favorite cars right now. And then they announced the Mustang recently, so then I got even more excited to drive GT4 cars. So yeah, I'll stick around for that and be a regular there. I'm not sure if I will drive too much Pro Truck. I kind of remember why I stopped driving them. It's you know, I have a love-hate relationship with the trucks, as I've expressed many times. But I might show up to a few here and there, and in the future. But yeah, that's they're fun. Just I have a hard time letting myself have fun.
Well, very fair enough. Thank you so much for joining us for this one. And good luck over in that Joker series. And we will see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Joshua Gaiman, your third place finisher in that second race. And James is going to take us for what seems like our final interview of the season, with third place finisher in the championship, as well as double podium here tonight, is the 22, Zach Amsbacher.
Zach, James in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, James. What's up?
All right. Well, another fantastic run for you tonight. Another double podium night. First of all, just take us through race one. Seemed like as bad of a straightforward kind of race as you'll get in this discipline.
Yeah, I surprised myself with the P3 qualifying. That definitely helped a little bit. And then obviously I knew Josh and Sean, they'd be at the top, so I was just trying to stay as close to them for as long as I could and learn a little bit. They were running some different lines that I couldn't quite hit, especially in like turn 2. So yeah, just tried to just hold P3 and try to learn something for the second race. Yeah.
Yeah, and looks like you were able to learn a lot there. You had an incredible battle with Joshua Gaiman there for pretty much the entirety of the race. You were able to just get him there right in the final corner.
Yeah, I honestly I was happy with the P3. I knew that's what I needed to get the P3 in the championship. So I was kind of just fine being where I was at. Well, Greg Johnson was kind of catching up to us. So yeah, I kind of felt like I had to get by him. He left the door open going into turn 4 there, I think, with like 4 laps to go. I have to watch the replay, but I just kind of jumped inside. I'm sure he thinks I probably was a little too aggressive there, but I saw a hole, so I took it. We made a little too much contact. I'm not a fan of that, so I just kind of backed off, and I was going to concede the spot. And then, yeah, last lap there in the last corner, he just went wide, so I just jumped inside and took it. But I was perfectly fine with the P3 there.
Yeah, when he opens the door up like that, it's like, well, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I was wrapping the wall real nice, so I just kept the throttle down and got right inside of him. Worked out well.
Yeah, and your starts were fantastic. How stressful is it in the Crandon Land Rush start compared to the normal 2x2 standing starts that we've gotten everywhere else in the season?
It's wild, because everybody's got a different pace as far as like how they launch. So some trucks are going backwards, some are going forwards, and it all just bottlenecks down there when you come to the short course. And it's kind of a game of luck, unfortunately, but I was just able to hit the right line. I went to the outside when we came into the short course and just kept the throttle down, and luckily stayed away from any of the carnage.
Yeah, and well, once again, a incredible night, an incredible season for you. Any sponsors, plugs, and shoutouts you like to give?
Yep, big shout out to TG Power Sports as always. They support my race team. And shout out to you guys in the booth. Did a great job all season. Shout out to Matt for running the league. Had a lot of fun and hope to be back soon.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Zach, and hopefully we're talking to you again next season.
Yep, thanks, James.
With that, I think that about wraps it up here.
It sure does. Just a couple more notes to finish out the season. We do have our final standings. We mentioned Josh Edmondson taking the championship by 487 points in the end. Tom and Hymus hold on to second place, and it is Zach Amsbacher, of course, in third, Zach Fuller coming home in fourth, and Sean Winkler, your fifth place finisher. Greg Johnson also in that lead group coming home in sixth place. And with that, at least for now, the time of special stage on JCTV comes to a close. We say au revoir, and we pass over the Joker Series Season 2, those GT4 races, over to Inside Lane Productions. The first of those will be in 2 weeks' time, so be sure to not miss that. There will also, of course, be a Z Series race next week available in the Discord. Also live there, it'll be mini starts over at Bristol for the Thunder Valley 120. If you want to see any of the special stage action coming up, it will be over there, Inside Lane. Over on JCTV, we continue tomorrow night with the return, the long-awaited return, of the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. That little mid-season break has mercifully come to a close and will be over in Kansas for 134 laps of high-octane truck racing. Is there anything you would like to say one last time before we leave Crandon here, James?
Nope, I believe that's it. It's just been a incredible season. Incredible highlights, incredible highs. It's been a lot of fun to call this season. It's been a lot of fun to call races with you. And fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I will still be around and taking over the play-by-play duties for Inside Lane and for the next season of Joker. So you're all still going to be stuck hearing my loud shrieking. So, well, sorry about that. But it's been a fantastic season and can't wait to get back at it here for the next season of Joker.
I'm sure everyone loves that news, James. I will maybe see you all out on track. I've not looked at the schedule, but I'm sure there are some pretty fun options there. Of course, there's the Oval at Pocono and the Figure 8 at Slinger. Those two sort of wildcard races, along with all of the road courses. So maybe I'll hop in for one or two of those. But
yeah,
sorry, go on.
I'll already let everyone know that I will definitely, in fact, be driving and commentating for Pocono and Slinger. Can't keep me out of that. That'll be a heck of a time.
Yeah, those are going to be ones to watch. September 26th and October 10th. If you want to sign up to Special Stage and maybe make a start there as well. But one final time here from Crandon for the Special Stage Pro Trucks for Season 2. I say a thank you, of course, to Matt Schlosser for putting on the lead. A thank you to every single driver who has made a start this season. To my wonderful co-commentator, James Watson. I have been Olivia Hayward, and we will see you next time.